Welcome to our channel. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Warning: the following contains images of graphic violence and not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
I just want to ask you, do you know why you're here?
No.
Do you have any idea why you're here?
No.
Okay, well, we're working on an investigation, and there's a warrant for your arrest, charging you count of murder.
Count of murder.
Yes, sir. So, before we get into it, I know I can see right by your expression you got a lot of questions to ask us. We got a couple to ask you, too.
Okay.
I'm sure you've seen this on TV 1,000 times. I've got to advise you, and then we'll talk about it man to man here. And
Okay.
that okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Anything you say may be used against you in court. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have the right to the presence of an attorney before and during any questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You want to sit here and talk to us about that?
Oh, you know what it's about, you know?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, here, I forgot. If you cannot afford an attorney, want to be appointed for you free of charge for questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So, you want to sit here and talk about the warrant?
Yes.
You know, what the charges are against
Yes.
you?
Mhm.
Okay, great. We have been investigating a murder that occurred in 2007. Okay? And it involves a young lady. And I'm going to ask you, show you a photograph of this young lady and see if you recognize her. I've never seen that girl before.
No.
Lonnie David Franklin Jr., August 30th, 1952 to March 28, 2020, better known by the nickname Grim Sleeper, was an American serial killer who was responsible for at least 10 murders and 1 attempted murder in Los Angeles, California from 1984 to 2007. He was also convicted for rape and sexual violence. Franklin earned his nickname when he appeared to have taken a 14-year break from his crimes, from 1988 to 2002. In July 2010, Franklin was arrested as a suspect, and, after many delays, his trial began in February 2016. On May 5, 2016, the jury convicted him of killing 9 women and 1 teenage girl. On June 6, 2016, the jury recommended the death penalty, and on August 10, 2016, the Los Angeles Superior Court sentenced him to death for each of the 10 victims named in the verdict. On March 28, 2020, Franklin was found dead in his cell at San Quentin State Prison. Early life. Lonnie David Franklin Jr. was born on August 30, 1952, and grew up in South Central Los Angeles. He married and had 2 children. He was given a dishonorable discharge from the United States Army in July 1975, after being released from prison for his conviction of gang-raping a 17-year-old girl in Stuttgart, West Germany, in April 1974. Franklin and 2 other servicemen stationed in Stuttgart stopped to ask directions from the teen and offered her a ride home. When she accepted, they put a knife to her throat, drove to a field, and repeatedly raped her. She was able to feign interest in Franklin and asked for his phone number, by which police identified him. During the gang rape, photographs were taken by the rapists, as Franklin would also later do with the women he raped and murdered. In 1989, Franklin was convicted of 2 charges of theft, 1 charge of misdemeanor assault, and 1 charge of battery. He only served time for 1 of the theft charges.
A crime, the dimensions of which are still unknown. Police believe that Lonnie Franklin Jr. murdered at least 10 people, all African-American women from South Central Los Angeles, beginning in 1985. Authorities have been hard put to explain, however, a seeming gap in Franklin's alleged crimes between the years 1998 and 2002. While this apparent hiatus earned Franklin the nickname the Grim Sleeper. But now new evidence has come to light, and David Wright reports.
They're faces from the past, 180 of them. Some smiling, some sleeping, some may even be dead. Images collected by a suspected serial killer. All of these people are potential victims?
Oh, geez, I hope not. But they interacted with Lonnie Franklin at some point in their life.
Detective Dennis Kilcoyne of the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Unit says all of these images were taken from the home of Lonnie Franklin Jr., the man suspected to be the Grim Sleeper serial killer.
We searched every nook and cranny of this residence and the big commercial building that it had in the backyard. Vehicles, glove boxes, you know, under seats, everywhere. We gathered cameras, videos, and all types of stuff from all over the property. We are dealing with probably decades of photography by this guy because he is obviously the cameraman.
And because Lonnie Franklin seems to have been the cameraman, police are treating each of these images as a mystery that needs to be solved.
Every one of these photos is going to be another story as to the life and times of Lonnie Franklin.
Franklin was arrested last summer after DNA evidence allegedly tied him to 10 murders dating back 25 years, most of them black women from South Central LA. The murderer was nicknamed the Grim Sleeper because he was dormant for 14 years until 2002 when he started to murder again. Is your working theory that this Grim Sleeper, as he's known, who was quiet, it seems, for 14 years, may not have been quiet for those years?
Well, I don't believe for a minute he was quiet. He was right here, lived in the same place.
You think he kept on killing?
Well, I don't know if he was killing, but I don't think Lonnie Franklin changed his stripes over a period of years. I think he's the same man he was 30 years ago.
Franklin's attorney strongly objects to the release of the photos on the grounds that making them public will prejudice the jury pool against him.
It's not just the photographs that were released to the public that's the problem. It's also the commentary that went along with the release by the public officials.
Mr. Franklin is accused of murdering at least 10 young women and 1 man in South Los Angeles, sending fear and terror throughout the streets of South LA.
At the news conference last week, the mayor and the police chief both spoke as though Lonnie Franklin had already been proven guilty.
These people are not suspects. We don't even know if they're victims. But we do know this. Lonnie Franklin's reign of terror in the city of Los Angeles, which spanned well over 2 decades.
But there are significant questions heading into the trial, in part because the DNA that first led police to Franklin's doorstep wasn't his. It was his son's.
Familial DNA, it's called, yeah?
It's called familial DNA because it is the DNA not of the ultimate suspect, but of a very, very close relative.
Authorities in the LAPD's cold case unit processed DNA from the crime scenes and looked for a match in the state's DNA database. In California, anyone arrested for a felony must give a DNA sample, whether or not they're ever charged or convicted. In this case, the match came back positive for a relative of the suspect. Police then narrowed down the list of possible relatives before zeroing in on Lonnie Franklin. It's the first time familial DNA has ever been used to try and solve a murder case. But authorities had no DNA sample from Franklin, so they staked him out until they got one.
And what was it?
A slice of pizza, I think a fork, there was a napkin. It was a total of I think 8 different items that they submitted to us.
And that was enough?
It turned out to be enough, yes.
Enough, allegedly, to match DNA from the crime scenes. But will it hold up in court?
Mr. Simpson, would you show your hands to the jury, please?
Anyone who followed the People versus O.J. Simpson can tell you, even when the DNA evidence seems like a slam dunk, that doesn't guarantee a conviction. Of course, in the era of CSI, juries have become a lot more comfortable with DNA evidence.
Gentlemen, that drop of blood was fresh when it hit the shirt.
If Lonnie Franklin is convicted, it could mean a nationwide expansion of familial DNA.
This will change the way policing is done in the United States.
And if the case suddenly becomes much bigger, with new victims identified among these women, then the focus will be more intense than ever. As soon as the LAPD posted these photos last Thursday, the response was huge.
Within a matter of hours, well into the millions of hits. It was pretty mind-boggling to me.
LAPD robbery homicide.
There have been hundreds of phone calls, too, each of them providing a lead that now needs to be followed up, each one a potential clue into the mind of a serial killer.
You know, these guys, they do strange things, and you know, sometimes they take pictures, sometimes they leave a mark, sometimes they call the police and tell on themselves. It's a whole science to that, I'm sure, but not for me.
Right. A grim science. So far, 29 of the photos have been removed from the website, their subjects identified. 8 were duplicates, some are alive and well, others died of natural causes. But one was a known victim of the Grim Sleeper, identified by her family. The LAPD says its goal is to know what happened to each and every one of them.
Time's on our side now because Mr. Franklin is sitting in a jail. He's not going to hurt anybody, and so we've got all the time in the world to track down the names to these faces now.
Hoping to build a complete picture of the career of an alleged killer.
Who is that? Is that Peters?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Like I said, we've been investigating this. It's 2007. And you're not down here. We didn't just pick your name out of a hat. I mean, you watch all these little police shows and CSIs and all that stuff with modern technologies and all that.
Right.
Okay, well, you've been identified to this young lady. Okay, do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You have any questions about that? Why would you be identified?
I don't know. I don't know. I know a lot of people, but I don't know that.
Okay. All right. So do you know how I'm sure you've probably heard about DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, your DNA was identified in relation to this young lady's death. Okay.
No, I'm just saying. That's what you're telling me, so that's all I can. Yeah, that's all I can say.
How could that happen?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
I have no idea.
You've never seen this lady before?
No, I haven't.
In your life?
No, I haven't.
Do you have anything you want to ask about her?
No.
Okay, in 2003, this young lady was found killed. Have you ever seen her?
No, I haven't.
You don't know that lady?
No, I don't.
You've never seen her?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Mr. Franklin, just like the other one, your DNA was found on this young lady.
Okay.
Is there a way to explain that?
No, it's not.
There's no
I don't
way.
know this. I don't know this lady. Sorry.
That's Valerie McCorvey.
Okay.
Think about it. Think hard. This is very, very serious. I mean, you telling me you watch these shows. I mean, I like we put your name out of a hat. Okay. 2002. This young lady was found. You recognize her?
No.
Princess. Never seen her before? Mr. Franklin, we're both old guys.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here and, you know, I'm ready to answer questions of you.
Right.
I'm being upfront with you. And by you telling me that you don't know these people or don't know any way that your DNA got on their bodies, you're insulting my intelligence.
I'm sorry if I don't know. I do not know.
Okay. In 1988, this young lady, Alicia Alexander, was found. And again, it's all linked to you. Now, Mr. Franklin, I mean, you watch these shows. You tell me once, you know, maybe you met the gal and you had a little relationship with her and she turns up dead. You know, maybe a coincidence. I just showed you
4 people.
4 people. I mean, you're coincidences are getting pretty slim. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, sir.
I mean, what do you? I mean, do you have anything to say?
No, I don't. I don't know the people. I'm sorry.
I mean, how would your DNA get there? What logical reason?
I have no clue. No clue. I mean, I have no clue how my DNA would get there.
Okay. This young lady, Lucretia Jefferson.
No. I don't know her.
Again. Coincidence?
My DNA. I have no idea.
Let me ask you something. Do you know what DNA is?
Yes, the blood, saliva, anything, any body fluids that make contact.
Okay, and it's like a fingerprint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, only one person has that DNA.
Okay, so you understand it probably better than I do.
I understand, but I don't know these people. So, yeah, you got 5 or 6 people here, and I don't know.
So far.
Yeah.
Let me,
no.
Are you, you go to church?
Yes, I do. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to be at church tonight.
What church is that?
I go to Greater New Baptist Church.
Where?
Greater New Baptist Church.
Where is that?
In Los Angeles.
What street
San
is
Pedro.
It? San Pedro.
San Pedro and Martin Luther King.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been going to that church?
I've been going there for like 3 years. Off and on it. I'm a member of the Silver Lining of Hope.
Okay. Where'd you go to church before that church?
Oh, I bounced into my wife's church on the corner right there.
What church does she go to?
Jerusalem.
Okay. And do you remember a church that used to be on Normandy? The name of the Cosmopolitan Church. Remember that?
Normandy what?
60th.
Normandy.
I only go to that's only 2 churches out.
Well, this is going back in probably the late 1980s.
Okay.
Do you remember there?
No, I wasn't.
Did you used to have access to drive their van?
No, I didn't.
Did you know people that went there?
No, I don't.
You're not that far from 60th and Normandy from where you live.
Yeah, it's around the corner from the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's not familiar to you, the Cosmopolitan Church?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right. Well, I'm just testing your memory here. You're
Well
well versed in DNA.
It's because I buy food right there on right there 1 block before you get to Gage. Just a little Mexican spot I get food at.
Well, the church isn't there anymore, but years ago it was there. But I'm just personally, I'm very impressed at your knowledge of the DNA, that it's saliva and blood, and it's only connects to one person in the world. And I mean, even your kids don't have your DNA. They might have your blood type or something, but they don't have your DNA. That's just like they don't have your thumbprint. It's only Mr. Lonnie Franklin has the DNA makeup that's found on those young ladies right there. So how in God's name is that possible? No thought. I mean, okay, all right.
This young lady here, Mary Lowe, is her name.
No, I don't know her. She looked like a girl in Rialto, one of my wife's friends. But her name is, I can't get it right now. Her name is, damn, she was called a few weeks ago. I can't, it'll come to me. But I don't know her.
Okay.
But she just favored the same facials.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's another one. This young lady here, her name is Bernita Sparks.
Oh, she looked ABC.
Why?
No, I just said she looked fat.
You ever own any weapons?
Yes.
What kind of weapons?
I have a 22 long rifle.
What else?
38 revolver.
Okay, what else?
I had a 9mm.
9mm? Okay. Any other handgun?
22 pistol, 22 revolver.
22 revolver? That's different than the long rifle you mentioned?
Yes, it is.
Did you purchase those in gun shops, or did you get them on the street?
I purchased a couple of them at gun shops, gun shows.
At gun shows? And gun shops? Okay.
Western Surplus was down the street. I bought one for, it should be on record, I bought one there.
The 22 long rifle?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said 9mm? Where'd you get that?
The 9mm, I sold it, but I got it out of Texas.
Okay, so you no longer have that gun?
No.
And you mentioned a 38?
38 revolver.
Okay, where'd you purchase that?
I think I got it from my dad.
From your dad?
Yeah,
Is that still at the house?
It was stolen, no. It was stolen. It was stolen. It was broke into. House was broke into some years ago. And it was stolen.
Do you remember when that was stolen?
See, it was stolen car in 88, but they broke into the house in 91.
In 91. And that's a 38 revolver?
I lost two guns.
Okay, what was the other gun?
A 22 pistol.
The 22 pistol, that's different from the long one.
Right.
You're talking about the revolver.
Right. It was a little, you can fit right here in your pocket. Little 22 revolver.
And the 22 long rifle, that's, what, a semi? I mean, could you...
It's a Ruger. It was a Ruger.
So it's like a semi-auto?
Yeah. I guess so. You
yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's why I'm just trying to make the distinction there. And so that's all the handguns you own?
That's it.
You don't own any more handguns?
No.
What about that 25 caliber there in your closet?
25 caliber. What is it, a rifle?
No.
25 caliber. It's a 25 caliber. A pistol. Yeah, over the. That's not mine.
It's not?
No, that's my brother-in-law's. Delroy Lino. He has two. I have two things of his. He got evicted. We just picked up his stuff last week.
What was the other thing you got? What was the other thing that you got? You said you picked up two things?
Oh, the shotgun.
Where is that at?
That was in my closet.
In the same closet. You don't own any other handgun?
No.
This young lady here. Her name is Barbara Ware. Never saw her. Know nothing about her.
Sorry, I don't.
Again, it's like I told you earlier. I mean, I'm really feeling insulted here because all of these people, and it's like I told you earlier, Lonnie, I mean, come on, we're grown men here. I'm not playing games with you. I'm laying my cards right here on the table, just like this. I'm laying my cards right here. I'm telling you. Maybe one, I'd say, okay. Two, I wouldn't be going to Vegas if I were you, because your luck isn't that good. But look at all of these. Your luck is running out fast. And unless you come up with some kind of explanation. I mean, I'm not hiding anything from you. I'm telling you straight up. Straight up. This young lady, her name is Henrietta Wright. Go ahead, take a close look.
No recollection at all.
No recollection, or you just don't?
I don't know her. I don't know her. But ugly, I don't know her. So,
What?
But ugly, I don't know her. Sorry, I don't know.
This young lady, Deborah Jackson. So if I told you you were connected to the deaths of all of these ladies, who do you think Detective Kilcoyne and I would be sitting here looking at? Huh? You don't know who we'd be looking at?
Oh, okay. You looking at me? You looking at me?
I mean, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Yes.
I mean, all of these people that you say you don't know, through scientific evidence, are all pointing the finger at Lonnie David Franklin Jr. Sit there and look at their faces, all staring at you, pointing that finger at you. Don't insult my intelligence. Please don't insult. I'm gray-haired. I'm going bald. I'm getting close to the end here. I've done this a lot, okay? Just like you. You've been around. I respect your experience. You're probably the best mechanic there is out there. You're good at what you do. And we've been doing this for a long time, too.